long shot. Heels practically on the outside of the circle.
She's the littlest player in that circle by some way as well. She looked up over the top and took the long shot. Plenty of confidence. George, quick.
Temepara George has been in blistering form the last couple of weeks, and there we see again that good understanding you were talking about, Ricky, between her and Latu.
Once again, Temepara George just running things in that mid-court for the Mystics. Offensive defence from the Mystics was something Coach Te Aroha Keenan mentioned. She's happy with the defensive work of some of her attacking players as well. Oh, but they sneak through to short on this occasion.
Yep, just on that baseline, Caitlin Bassett is a great draw. She just popped to the top and it left Leah Shord wide open. That's the great thing about their combination, is that Leah Shord just does enough to be expensive for the team. If the opposition leave her alone, then she'll take the ball and put it up.
Well, Furman got the touch on Latu's shot, but the ball fell the way of the Mystics. They're out to 2 again, but they just can't shake off this Fever side at the moment. They are pretty tenacious and they're sticking with them. Remember, must win for the Northern Mystics if they're to have any hope of making the semi-finals. Other results will have to go their way as well.
Oh, unlucky there for Althea Byfield. She got so high to tip that, and just Jolene Henry being pulled for the penalty behind.
Tutaia again just looking for her options as she goes the long cross-court pass, and Andrea Gilmore came out for it.
Just putting her teammates under pressure at times. She can go back, and that's exactly what Te Aroha Keenan said to her at quarter time. Go back to the line and reset it.
So Coffin for the Mystics, but it's too big from Jenny May Coffin. Latu couldn't grab it. The Fever will get the chance to square things up again.
Just a little bit too much on it. Jolene Henry and Larissa Wilcox doing a great job up the court.
Oh, but Bassett all alone. They're doing the work up the court and had left the shooter standing on lonesome.
Yep, if the Fever can fake Althea Byfield out a few more times, they'll get Caitlin Bassett under the post.
Shord goes over the top to Bassett this time.
That was nice work from the goal attack and goal shoot from the Fever.
It's the Fever now with the 1-goal advantage. They've scored the last 3 and
just a little run on. If they can turn this ball over again, it'll give them good confidence.
There's a lot going on in that circle between Furman and Latu, and Furman's called again. She's such a busy player as well, which probably doesn't help her cause sometimes.
No, it does draw the attention of the umpires, and she's trying really hard to push Catherine Latu off the line of the ball, and Catherine Latu's just too strong for that. So she might need to think about her game as we see Caitlin Bassett throw yet another ball away.
That's why goal shoot should stand in the circle sometimes when you're that tall, as we've said.
And I think that's part of the game plan for the Mystics, is Althea Byfield is letting her take that ball outside the circle, and then they're looking for the ball off that. Jolene Henry not happy with the attention from Leah Shord.
Coffin and George. Experienced combination, working it through court for the Mystics, and this time it's Tutaia into Latu. Latu's strong again.
Fantastic hold from Latu, just making sure she had that front space. All Tutaia had to do was pop it over Joanne Curran. Just seemed to struggle to get on the circle edge at times, the Mystics, so Brown and Gilmore doing a good job.
It seems a bit tighter with Brown moving into the centre bid for the Fever. Oh, George, straight into the...
Lucky call for them.
Lucky call for Tutaia. She almost lost a tooth, or I think it makes the eyes water. She takes the long shot and gets it in. She's got a pretty sore nose to boot.
Good to see you put away the shot after that. So both teams doing a good job of keeping the midcourt off the circle edge to make that feed a little bit harder. Oh, Althea Byfield unlucky. Mandy Nottingham, though, she's consistently hard on the defenders, so they just have to tighten things up. And
they know what they're going to get from her down that end. They should know to expect it, and that's probably why Furman was being pinged a little more with that Aussie style up against the New Zealand umpire, as we mentioned so many times in this competition. Oh, Tutaiea and George almost messed things up, but
managed to get the ball, circle edge.
It's really quite enthralling, isn't it? As we said, the Mystics just can't get away from the Fever at the moment. They're hassling them and haranguing them.
And it's something we've come to expect from this young Fever side. Oh, nice long ball from Andrea Gilmore to Shea Bolton.
Some good shooting stats from the Mystics. Tutaiea yet to miss a shot, so she's doing better than her usual average we've seen her in recent times. It's Latu that's missed a couple, but just a couple. Nothing too major at this stage as the clock ticks down on the first half.
And there we see Susan Furman going over to her coach and saying, look, you know, what am I doing? How do I get this ball without contacting? So while the ball was down the other end, having a wee chat to her coach.
She tried to pull out of the way that time, Furman.
Catherine Latu is just so hard to defend if you try and play her on the body. So perhaps Furman needs to come off, but that's not her natural game. So it's going to be a difficult one.
Latu steady as per usual. And it's the Mystics with a 2-goal advantage. 24-22, less than 5 to play in the first half. And the Fever and Byfield disrupting as per usual.
If they can get, yes, and if Mystics can get those rebounds, they'll have a lot more ball to play with.
Tutaiea swings it cross court to Coffin. There is Latu again.
Maria Tutaiea much more involved in that centre pass.
Furman is trying to hassle the shooters a bit, but it's not working so far. They've been pretty steady, the Mystic shooters.
Just when Catherine Latu missed that first shot, I thought, oh no, Furman might be getting into her head, but there have been no problems since.
What can Bassett do down this end? Well, she trickles in. As we said, still keeping pace, the West Coast Fever, the team from Perth. Oh, Tutaiea puts George under too much pressure, too long. Those passes again from Tutaiea going astray. Just miscalculating.
And perhaps it is, as you mentioned, Ricky, a confidence thing. She's had a few turnovers in recent games, and so now she's thinking too hard about everything that she's doing. Leah Short, that baseline, she's just cutting it open every time. But Jolene Henry with the rebound.
Short can't finish it off. Oh, just this time from Tutaiea and into Latu. Only just, but that'll do.
That was good through-court play from the Mystics. And Latu, she is just so good on that baseline, never puts a foot out of court.
Her balance is quite superb. Goes down to the other end and Bassett.
Making it look equally as easy down this end. So the 2-goal shoot's going well.
Wilcox drives through the centre third to help her teammates out, and a little 1-2 with Latu and George, and Furman again called. A bit of frustration from Furman.
Yes, and it's only going to get worse for Furman at the other end with Mandy Nottingham, so she might need to think about her game.
She's up to 20 penalties in the match, Susan Furman. All the Fever players on that leaderboard, which you don't really want to be leading, unfortunately. Byfield just the 6th for the Mystics.
Yes, and by the same token, Althea Byfield could probably be a little bit more busy on Caitlin Bassett. She's getting her shooting back into gear, so
a bit rougher.
Yeah, make her think about it every time she goes up for a ball. Think about you. Where